Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see Article 3 interpretations. For the purpose of these rules, where applicable, words in the singular include the plural and in the plural include the singular. This means simply we cannot reject any document stating the reason some words are mentioned in singular instead of plural and vice versa. Next, a credit is irrevocable even if there is no indication to that effect. First of all, we should learn the difference between revocable and irrevocable credits. A revocable credit can be amounted without the consent of the issuing bank, confirming bank if any, and the beneficiary. On the other hand, an irrevocable credit cannot be amounted without the consent of the issuing bank, confirming bank if any, and the beneficiary. Earlier, there was a provision for revocable credits, but after the introduction of UCP600, all credits are irrevocable, even if it is not expressly mentioned anywhere in the credit. Right? Next, a document may be signed by handwriting, facsimile signature, perforated signature, stamp, simple, or any other mechanical or electronic method of authentication. Simply, a document can be signed by any electronic or mechanical method of authentication, as far as there is no specific requirement under the credit. For example, if in credit it is mentioned like the quality certificate to be signed in handwriting, then that has to be followed. If it is signed by stamp, then it will be rejected. Right? Next, a requirement for a document to be legalized, vised, certified or similar will be satisfied by any signature, mark, stamp or label on the document which appears to satisfy that requirement. Here we have to note the word appears to satisfy the requirement. Here also the same logic of signature applies. If in credit it is simply mentioned as invoice need to be vised, then if it is appears to be vised on the face of the document, then it is accepted. But if in credit it is mentioned as invoice need to be vised by or certified by any particular agency or organization, then that has to be followed. Next, branches of a bank in different countries are considered to be separate banks. This is a straightforward statement. For example, here both these issuing bank and advising bank are city banks only, but this one is in Italy and this one is in India. So under UCP, both of these banks will be considered as separate because they are situated in different countries, right? Next one is terms such as first class, well-known, qualified, independent, official, competent or local used to describe the issuer of a document allow any issuer except the beneficiary to issue the document. For these terms, there is no standard interpretation because the criteria to become a qualified person or a company differs from country to country. So if any such words are used to describe the issuer of any document, then any person except the beneficiary can issue the documents. For example, here under documents record field, it is mentioned as quality certificate issued by a qualified personnel, which means any person other than this beneficiary, that is this XYZ group of companies, can issue the quality certificate. Now one question will rise, whether the beneficiary can issue a document if nothing is mentioned in the LC. The answer is yes, beneficiary can issue the document provided the issuer of that document is not defined anywhere in the LC issued or anywhere in the UCP. Next one is unless required to be used in a document, words such as prompt, immediately or as soon as possible will be disregarded. Here again the same logic applies. None of these words have a standard meaning. The meaning of as soon as possible will be 2 days for someone and 6 days for someone else. So such words will not be considered at all while checking the documents. If it is really necessary to use such words in any of the documents, then it can be used as per UCP 600. Next one, the expression on or about or similar will be interpreted as a stipulation that event is to occur during a period of 5 calendar days before until 5 calendar days after the specified date. Both start and end dates included. Here we have to decode the word on or about. For that, let us take an example. Here it is mentioned as the date of shipment is 11th February. But what if a word about is added before this? Then as per this article, an event is to occur during a period of 5 calendar days before until 5 calendar days after the specific date. So here 11th February is the specific date and 5 days before means these 5 days and 5 days after means these 5 days. So in total there are 11 days, and if the shipment occurred in any of these above 11 days, then it is complying under UCP, right? For example, if the shipment happened on 8th February, then it is complying. If the shipment happened on 16th February, then also it's complying, because both start and end dates are included. Even if it is happened on 6th February, it is complying, right? So this is the interpretation for the term on or about, right? Next one is the words to, until, till, from and between, when used to determine a period of shipment, include the date or dates mentioned, and the words before and after exclude the date mentioned. The words from and after, when used to determine a maturity date, exclude the date mentioned. So here there are two scenarios. One is to determine a period of shipment, and another one is to determine a period of maturity. To determine a period of shipment, if words to, until, till, from and between are used, then we have to include the dates mentioned. But if the words before and after are used, then we have to exclude the dates mentioned. It is almost general English, right? Similarly, if the words from and after are used to determine a period of maturity, then we have to exclude the dates mentioned. But we have to note a special word, that is from, because this word is having different interpretation for both of these scenarios. That is, when this word from is used to determine a period of shipment, then we have to include the date mentioned. But if the same word is used to determine a period of maturity, then we have to exclude the date mentioned. Let us take an example. If it is mentioned like shipping has to be done within 30 days from 14th November, then the last date for shipment will be 13th December, because here we have to include the date 14th November because it is the shipment. In another case, let us take the maturity date of a bill of exchange is 30 days from bill of lading date, and the bill of lading date is 14th November. Now the maturity date of this bill of exchange is 14th December, because 14th November should be excluded during the calculation, right? The same logic will apply for all the other words as well. Hope it is clear. Next one is the terms first half and second half of a month shall be construed respectively as the 1st to 15th and 16th to last day of the month, all dates inclusive. Similarly, the terms beginning, middle and end of a month shall be construed respectively as the 1st to 10th, 11th to 20th and 21st to last day of month, all dates inclusive. This is simple. First half means 1st to 15th, second half means 16th to last day of month, and beginning means 1st to 10th and middle means 11th to 20th and end means 21st to last day of month. For example, if shipment period is mentioned as 1st half of February, then if the shipment done any of the days between 1st to 15th of February, then it's complying under UCP, right? By this, hope you got an idea about Article 3. If you found this video helpful, do subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up. Thanks for watching this video and have a great time.